All right, so my inspiration for today, every spring I put this real fun little chocolate bunny out on my table, only he's not chocolate. He's hollow. He's made out of paper mache and painted to look like chocolate. So I thought our last lesson before we head to spring vacation, I would do a bunny rabbit, but ours is going to be more of a cartoon bunny rabbit. All right, so we're going to draw ourselves a little cartoon bunny here, have some fun with him. As always, you want to put those nice guidelines down the center of your paper and across the center this way. Then we know where the center of our paper is, because whether we're going to draw in the center or off to the side, you want to know where the center is. So we are actually going to draw off to the side a little bit today. We're going to put our bunny's head is going to go much more to the left than the right here, and we want it to be about take up a center, go across that center line right there, because his ears are going to come up here, and then his body is going to come out this way, and then his little cotton puff tail is going to go over here. So we're going to start by putting on his head, and the head's just going to be sort of a big oval shape like this, only it's going to be a little flatter on the bottom and a little bit more rounded at the top. All right. It's almost kind of like an egg shape like we did yesterday, right? All right, our next move is going to be to put some bunny ears on. Hippity hoppity. I think I need this one a little wider. And then we're going to go ahead and start putting on his body. So just real light first. We're going to put on an oval this way. I'll put it on a little darker, but you put it on nice and light. We're going to start building our body out of this nice oval. It's going to go in this direction right here, but we're going to come back and refine that. So just put on a nice oval like that, in that direction there. It's going to overlap your head a little bit right there. All right. I'm going to make mine even a touch bigger. Now, come back, and from the top, now we're going to start putting on a little bit of fluff. He needs a little fluff right there. And from the back over here, we're going to go ahead and put on the back leg. Curves around like that. Right? We're going to put on one little oval here for his bunny foot and have it disappear behind him. And that second one we're just barely going to see peek out. Don't bring it all the way down here because you want to make it look like it's further back. So you're going to end that foot back here, right? About halfway through that first foot. And then on this side right here, where this leg comes down, we're going to put our next little bunny foot right there. Little cottontail off the back. All right, now my bunny needs a face. So we're going to put some inside ear lines for him in here. We're just going to give him two round little circle eyes. Get some pupils inside. We're going to give him a little button nose. Kind of like a triangle, but it's rounded. Nah. Needs to go the other way. Silly Mrs. Moore. Let's give him a little upside down triangle nose. There we go. That's better. And then we're going to bring a line down. Curve it around like this. And of course a cartoon rabbit needs to have some big bunny teeth in the front for carrot chomping. Gotta have some giant whiskers like this. All right, there's our cartoon rabbit. I'm gonna clean him up a little bit. I think I might make this part of his head a little bit smaller and get rid of all of my guidelines. All right, so I'm gonna fix my bunny up a little bit. Like I said, I thought his head was a little too long, so I'm gonna come back and make my bottom of my head come a little bit smaller. And then I'm gonna erase out this old line here. All right, so I'm thinking it's looking a little bare over here. I think my bunny needs a little field of carrots behind him. So we're gonna draw in sort of a silly field because we know carrots don't really grow like this. But I'm gonna put some bump. I'm gonna, so over behind him here, bumpity, bumpity, bump, bump, like that. Sort of that scalloped edge. And then we're gonna come from the bottom. Put on 2 diagonal lines. Kind of curve up that top like this. Put a few marks on it. And here's our carrot. Draw some silly tops on it like this. The greenery coming out of our carrot like that. And we'll put another one over here. Some little wrinkly lines on our carrots. Get some tops over there. Carrot coming out of the ground over here. Some fun curvy lines like that. Maybe the carrots are growing here. Maybe we've got some radishes growing over here. Maybe we've got another radish growing over here. One more carrot. This one will go off the page. There, that's better. He needs a little something over there in the background. There's our rabbit. All right, so I decided I think I might need to make my eyes a little bigger on my bunny, so I went around and made those a little bigger. And one last thing, we still got a little empty space up here. Maybe a cloud drifting by in our sky. Cloud or two. Just like that. All right, I'm going to use some watercolor paints to fill in my bunny today and my bunny background. I might leave my bunny white and just trace him out in some crayon, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some watercolor paint to him. So when my bunny dried, I looked at him and I thought, oh my goodness, this part of his body's over so far, it doesn't even look like it's attached to his head. So, well, we all make mistakes. What are you going to do? You can try to turn it into something else. So I'm going to move his body line out here, and then I'm going to take a little white paint or maybe even a little white out, and I'm going to add like a fluffy little white chest in here to make it look like his body goes all the way over to there instead of stopping over here. It just stopped too short. It didn't match his head. So we all learn from our mistakes.